Hey, what's up, guys? Cool to hear. And today I got a little bit of a different gameplay than I usually put up. I know I've been putting up a lot of different things from what I usually do. Of course, it's a nuclear. I go nuclear only in this channel. Obviously, if I get 100 plus or some kind of really good streak that has a nuclear, it's obviously going to come up. Now, as you can see from the gameplay, I'm running around with 5.7. This is a 5.7 43 gun streak on the map Yemen. What I'm more impressed about with this with this gameplay by myself is I did it on a bigger map. As of you that know, Yemen has a lot of sight lines, usually a lot of snipers, a lot of AR, a lot of LMG, because a lot of sight lines, a lot of possibilities to camp. But the fact I did it with a pistol on this map is pretty hard to believe. The attachments I'm using is just fast mags. I think I was using lightweight, flak jacket, toughness, scavenger, and dexterity with a C4. Honestly, this was actually really fun to go for. This was almost more fun than the TAC 45. I did this my first try. I used it the second match. I got like a 6-minute nuclear, but it wasn't really a gun streak. I died as soon as I got it, so I was like, sure, I'll just put up the 7-minute. Even though it's going to be a little bit longer than a minute longer than the other one, I was able to hold a little bit more of a kill streak, which is a little bit more interesting. See how I played the pistol. And the camo I'm using is the Collector's Edition Digital. I used this in one of my past videos, I believe. The only way to get this was if you got the Prestige or Hardened Edition of, obviously, Black Ops 2. People say you could have got it with Call of Duty Ghosts as well, but I don't know how true that is. I think that's kind of a myth, or because that's not true at all. But obviously I'm not going to give tips about how to use a pistol. If you just watch my gameplay, if you run this map, this is the best way to do it. Just hold down the spawn in the back, run through the building. You just want to hold cover. If you do it with the Executioner, I tried it on Hijacked again. Hijacked is not the map. Nuketown's the only way I'm going to do it unless I run Ghost and I play against kids that have no brains. And just what I want to talk about in this video is what my favorite Call of Duty is. My favorite Call of Duty, believe it or not, even though I played Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, I played from Call of Duty 4 up every single game. A lot of people say their favorite Call of Duty is Black Ops 1 or Call of Duty 4 due to simplicity. Well, me, surprisingly, my favorite Call of Duty is Modern Warfare 3. Yep, Modern Warfare 3. I loved Modern Warfare 3. The thing I liked about Modern Warfare 3, I loved the constant action. Although people complain about the constant spawn problems in Modern Warfare 3, that's what made the game so fast. If you didn't have gun skill in Modern Warfare 3, you got trashed. Sure, there was a little bit of connection problems here and there. Obviously, there was a lot of connection problems. Sometimes the spawns, even though they were made for you, actually made for the game to be a lot faster. There was some bullshit where you'd be on a Moab and a guy would spawn in a place you didn't even know existed. But that's what made the game fast, was you always had to be ready. You couldn't sit in a corner and, just mow down people. Like in this game, when I play in Hijacked, I can literally just crouch in their spawn and take out their whole team from top control if I wanted to. Can't do that in Modern Warfare 3 because there's a spawn point up there probably. But that's what I like about that game. Everything is fast. You have Stalker. You put Stalker on an LMG. You can rush with your LMG. You put Stalker on an assault rifle. You can rush with your assault rifle like it's an SMG. With SMGs, you throw on steady aim. You can rush with them. Everything was good at close range, but what made the weapons so balanced in that game was the SMGs, unlike Black Ops 2, which has a great weapon balance, but Modern Warfare 3 had a slightly better weapon balance, in my opinion, besides obviously the ACR, which was the most dominant weapon in the game, was that you were able to use your SMG at medium range and your AR at close. Actually, you would kind of get melted at close range by the SMGs, but you were able to use your AR to medium to long for the most part, which is actually okay that you could use your SMGs at medium range in this game. The only SMG that's actually viable at medium range is the Vector and the Chickum, and that's just about it. Besides that, none of the SMGs are actually worth bringing out the medium range because of the fact that you're going to get hit by an LMG or you're going to get destroyed by an AN-94. The only things that I didn't really like about Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion, were obviously, as everyone knows, is the death streaks. The death streaks were so annoying in that game. The only one that really made a huge difference to me was I could care less if someone used Juiced so you could run out. It was Juiced in that game, or is that Modern Warfare 2? The only thing that I cared about was Juiced, I think, was the thing that made you run faster out of your spawn. I didn't give a fuck about that. The only one that I actually cared about was Dead Man's Hand. That thing was stupid. Before they ended up nerfing it down, not even Flak Jacket or Blast Mask, Blast Shield, whatever the fuck it was, could protect you from that. And the other thing I didn't really like about that game was the weapons camos. The weapon camos in that game was extremely annoying. They didn't look good. They were all ugly. The gold camo looked like melted butter on a gun. It looked plastic, like a toy. It was really annoying. It was really gay and whack. But that's just how I feel about that. Now, some things that I did like about the game that other Call of Duty should take a look at is, obviously I said I like the spawns and the way the maps were built. The maps were circle. There was no, like the maps that we see in Call of Duty Ghosts, and even in this game, especially in this map, the map is a square build. The problem with square builds is it entices people to camp more. More people are going to camp, more corners for them to be in. If you put in circular maps, the spawns will be different. You can't spawn trap as much, and there won't be as much camping. Also, the other thing I really liked about that game, which future Call of Duties could learn off of, was the ability of DLC prestiges. They put in, first they put it in 2 packs. They put in your 15th prestige and they put in your 20th prestige. Where Infinity Ward failed in Modern Warfare 3 was, so let's say that 10th prestige happened in December. They didn't put in DLC prestiges until like February, and then that was the first 5, and then the last 5 were put in the summer. I think that was too late, because what happened was, in that game, when you had gold camos, when you prestiged, everything was reset. But I do like the idea of DLC prestiges. If they follow this game system, where people honestly would, where you would keep your guns after you prestige, keep all your camos for your weapons, that was the best way to do it. If they added DLC prestiges to this game would be a lot more fun. This game is really fun, but with DLC prestiges, there'd be definitely a lot more to do. Other things that I liked about Modern Warfare 3, besides obviously I said the maps, some of the spawns, the weapon leveling system was also great. Was the more you use the weapon, the more stuff you got for it. This game did it the same way, but I kind of liked it more in Modern Warfare 3. The thing with Modern Warfare 3 was it took a lot more leveling to unlock something for a gun, because in this game you could kind of level up a full gun, and if you use non-lethals, and with non-lethals I average 50 a game at least, 45 to 50 a game. You could pretty much level up your gun to full weapon capacity in about 4 or 5 games, which is actually nothing. That's only about, let's see, 40. That's only an hour playing the game. You can actually get that. And the other thing I liked about Modern Warfare 3 as well was weapons had strengths and weaknesses, obviously, except the ACR 6.8, which was probably the most overpowered gun in the game for a straight fact. But what are you going to do? Now, things that I want to see in the next game that I just said for Modern Warfare 3 is I want to see the circular map builds. I want to see weapons that can be played more aggressively. Like, you shouldn't be tied down. Obviously, if we're talking real life here, let's get something straight. Call of Duty's not real life. It's a fast-paced arcade shooter. If I wanted to sit down prone in the back of the map with an LMG, I would honestly just want to go play Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3. Why play this game if you're going to want to sit in the back? That's why every weapon should be able to rush with. If you can rush with every weapon, the game is a lot more fast-paced. That's where Modern Warfare 3 excelled, due to fast-paced action. And that's something that I don't think we're ever going to see ever again, sadly. I believe that the maps we're going to see from now on in Call of Duty is pretty much what we saw in this game. This is the maps that we're going to see. This is the maps that I want to see. But in all honesty, I really want to see the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 map builds, the circular maps. Circular maps, like I'll just do a recap, are more aggressive. They add a lot more to the game, and it also keeps people on their toes. It reduces camping. It's more fun. It's the only bad downside with it is the disability of able to control spawns due to the circular nature of the map. Now, the reason why we won't see this in another Call of Duty is people complain because the developers, they have to cater to everyone in the community. They can't just cater to how we play. How I play, I'm a rusher. I'm an objective player when it needs to be. Now, Infinity Ward could just satisfy people like me, the rushers and the objective players. But then what happens to the campers or the people that play a passive-aggressive role? What's going to end up happening is they're not going to want to buy the game. They're going to complain. They're not going to buy DLC. This is why Infinity Ward has to cater to the whole audience. They have to improve sales. People forget that this is not just a game that's made to entertain us. This is a business. This is a corporation. They're trying to make money. And what's going to end up happening is if they cater to one player, they're not going to make as much money, and that's going to be a downfall. And people that say that they don't care about the diehard fans, if you think about it in a way, they really don't. They just want to make some money. But what are you going to do? Black Ops 2 was a great game. They catered to rushers and they catered to campers in the same way alike, but they kind of, as the patches went on, they catered to the campers. This is a 42 gun streak, or 43 gun streak, matter of fact, with the 5.7. I hope you guys enjoy it.